Hi everyone and welcome back. Tomorrow we will have the new skins events, the romantic skin for 2024, and there are two times getting the skin and Octavia. So the first one will be Octavia Health, is a good skin. Then the second one will be Ziri Magic Defense, another good skin for her. And finally, Chava will get the super skin and also health. I would like to say thank you for the people who mentioned that Chava was going to be the one who is going to get the super skin. Okay, so let's go to the review first of Octavia, which I think is the one that I am really interested because it's a hero that I use a lot. So Octavia, and I believe my Octavia has everything done. Okay, let me see. Yep. Okay, and also has the glyphs to level 45. So if I go to stats, Octavia has 250k of health. With the new skin, it will be 350. Is this good? Is this bad? So the first thing is you increase the health of a hero, how fast the hero gains energy will be lower if you expect that the hero is going to get damage, because when you get damage you get energy based on how much health of your total health you have lost. You have more health, you gain energy slower. Okay, so in this case Octavia is in a 5th position, is the last hero in position, there is no any other hero behind her, and she usually have this skin here that allow her to don't get damage. So really is not a hero and really needs health to, because it's quite well protected. Also has dodge, and also the manner that she gets energy is usually based on the dodge, not having higher or lower health. So it will be an skin that in theory will be okay, like not really needed. But or however, we have the ultimate of Octavia, which is how much damage is going to be reflected when an ally dodge. So you do 100k of damage to an ally, to your one of your allies, and they dodge, you Octavia mirror will reflect this 100k against the hero that has attacked your ally. In this case, it's based on the total health on how much damage can be returned. Currently, with a max out Octavia is around 130k. With the new skin will be 180k. What this means? It means that if the damage that the hero is getting is about 130k, it will be better to have higher health because you will be able to reflect back 180 instead of 130. So imagine Cessa ultimates and does 200,000 of damage. Right now, you will reflect only back to Cessa 130, whereas with the new skin, you will reflect 180k. So it's 50,000 more damage reflected if the hero that is attacking you is going to do that much damage. Okay, and there are not that much heroes that in one attack will do more than 130k. Okay, like you can think, oh, Jasmine. No, Jasmine is multiple attacks that does this damage, but usually having about 130k is not common. But there are some heroes that does this. Okay, so the main reason of this skin is to ensure that when Octavia reflects the damage, now if the damage is about 130 and max 180, you will reflect this damage back. So imagine a smart arrow of Artemis, where some people use Artemis against some Octavia teams, and you are able to dodge the smart arrow with the new talisman of Artemis. You will reflect her back 180k, so you almost will kill Artemis. Okay, so take this into consideration. Is good or bad? I think you can wait, but if you use Octavia every day, it's good to have it. Okay, like the best skin an Octavia can get was physical attack and then health. So it's good skins for health. Okay, and this is my opinion. The next two ones, or the next two that has got the talisman, one is Ziri, and she got magic defense. So if we go to Ziri, my Ziri has all the skins done, has the talisman done, which is an armor talisman, and you can see, and the skins are health and armor by two. So two health, two armor is unique in this type of things. My artifacts, the book is pending. Okay, I need to do at some point. I have the books, but I don't have the core. But it will give you around 2,600 more of armor and magic defense. Okay, so if we go to stats, currently, as you can see, City has health, a lot of health. No, now taking into account the new talisman and skins, it's not amazing, but still 250k is a lot of health. And the main thing of City is the armor. She has 52,000 armor, and maybe people with better talisman than mine, maybe they go close to 55,000 armor, which is the time with the highest armor of the game. But she only has 12,000 magic defense, and with the book, almost 15,000 magic defense. So as you see, the point of Ziri was, despite she's a tank, she doesn't have magic defense, so it's not very good versus magic teams. However, with the new skin, she will get 25,000 magic defense, which is very similar to what other tanks has. So yes, it's a good skin, and a skin that Ziri needed as a tank. But, and then is something we will need to discuss when I'm going to Chava, is when do you use Ziri? Like, it's really a mandatory tank. I built Ziri to counter Artemis, and now there are tons of teams that counters Artemis. So there is no need for me, honestly, or to recommend to build Ziri. So I will do magic defense. Yes. Will you take the skin now? No, I will wait to go to the outland chest. Okay, because I don't remember the last time I used City. I almost never use City at all. Despite I am attacking also sometimes Artemis teams, I don't use City anymore. So in my opinion, I will not recommend this skin because honestly, despite I have 115,000 City, I don't use City. Okay, so I will leave it, and maybe in the future when it appears in the outland, I will get it, and maybe I build half of the skin. Maybe, as you see, I have tons of this book, so I will not mind to upgrade this book to 6 star, but I didn't do it because I don't use City, okay? And this is the problem. The next one that got the skin is Chava, and if I find Chava here, my Chava is not built, okay? And I will explain why. So one important thing is Chava by default have 650k of health, but he got a talisman, which is health also. And between the talisman, which gives you around 150k, and the 2000 of strength of the main ability of the talisman, or the first ability of the talisman, you get 80k on top of that. This is 230k. Now he's getting an additional 200,000. So in 1 month, they have gave to Chava 430k of health between the talisman and the super skin. So we had moved from 650 to 1,080,000, 1,050,000 of health. Like, it's going to be the hero with the higher health as far as I know. It's going to be almost 1,100,000 health. It's going to be too much health. Okay, in theory this will be good, but as we mentioned before, when you increase the health, you delay the ultimate. So a tank that is in front line, all the damage is usually go to the first hero, which is where Chava will be, and then you expect Chava to lose life and then gain energy in a manner that can ultimate. Now he will need to lose a lot of life to be able to gain energy. So one of the best abilities of Chava is, a part of the barb, the random of this one is the thing that it eats a hero during 6 seconds, and then for the last ability also is able to regain energy. Okay, so this is a problem, right? Because you have a very high health hero, but it will ultimate slower. It's going to be this good or bad? Let's see, because also it affects the fat layer. You know what it is? When it lost health, it gains armor. Okay, related to how much health it's losing. So is really that good? I will think no, it's not that amazing. But today in Global Championship, I was fighting. Sorry, I was fighting this team. Okay, I was fighting the Fire Sibling team with Tristan and Oya. So Tristan, Oya, and Fire Siblings, and the tank in that case was Chava. Okay, I had fight against this team before the talisman, and I was able to go with the traditional Corvus, Morrigan, Mojo, Albanor, Astrid, and I was able to win them. But since Chava got the talisman, I couldn't win 10-0 with this team. I needed to go with Octavia team, which means that maybe increasing the health of Chava, despite he ultimates less, it makes him a stronger wall, and then is able to perform better. Okay, so take this into account, because until we don't test, we don't know yet. And then this is the next point I would like to mention, and is, as you see, these skins are, two of them are based on tanks. And then this is my point, like, one of the things we need to think about when we build tanks is you really don't need to build all the tanks. And one thing you will realize when you have your 4 or 5 tanks, the next time you are going to build, it will be for very specific use case. So if we go to tanks, we know that Astaroth is the tank that can be put in any team, and this is the reason that I recommend Astaroth and being one of the best teams, best tanks in the game, because you can put anywhere. You have resurrection, burn energy, it has a lot of magic defense, a little bit of armor, a lot of health, so it's a good tank, okay? But the best two tanks usually are Clever and Julius, okay? You need to have these three tanks. This is the mandatory three tanks usually as today. I think Julius, since the release of the talisman of all the other tanks, is going a little bit behind, but you still need Julius for JIA and also for anti-Iris, anti-Satori, and this type of things. But I think Julius has lost value, okay? In my opinion. Then on top of that, the other two tanks I will recommend for the current meta, and again this change depending on the meta, it will be Corvus. Corvus is the counter to Kayla, and you really need Corvus for this reason. And I will recommend it moreover until Corvus got the super skin of health for the altar more than for the health. One point here is people use Corvus against Jasmine, but I don't like this because it depends where Jasmine is positioned. She will ultimate before or after the altar. So I don't like this option. Anyways, Corvus currently with the current meta is mandatory. And the next hero that in my opinion is mandatory is Aurora. I know everyone, a lot of people will disagree of this, but my current four meta teams, stronger meta teams is Progress, Tristan, Oya, Kayla, Nature, so Masi, Albanor, and Mojo. And then the next one will be Octavia, Dante, Jasmine. Okay, this will be for me the four meta teams. And this Octavia, Dante, you can use Jasmine, but sometimes you will play with Aurora. And Nature, which is Masi, Albanor, and Mojo, will require also Aurora. So Aurora, for the current meta, is a very good tank. For the current meta, these things could change. Okay, she was not a very good tank, but she got the health skin and got the talisman dodge and has improved a lot of her abilities. Okay, so for me, this would be your first five tanks. As you see, Ziri is not here and neither Chava. Okay, so then we go to what should be the next layer of tanks. Okay, and this will be probably, in my opinion, Luther. If I find him, Luther. Probably I will say Chava, okay, will be here. Some people will say no, and Aurora should have been put in the second tier, maybe with Corvus. In my opinion, should be these two. And then I think Galahad, I will explain why Galahad. Since Galahad got the physical attack skin and also got the talisman critical hits, which he doesn't have critical hits, only you have the talisman, Galahad has improved. But also Galahad is the best tank versus Hydra. It's the tank that you really would like to use versus Hydra. Okay, so this is the main reason that I will recommend Galahad because it's not only good in battles, it's also good versus Hydra. Then we have Luther, which was a tank that jumps in the middle of the other team, stands around. It was a good tank, but again, he has lost value, but also he has not got the talisman. We need to take this into account. We are comparing tanks that got the talisman versus tanks that didn't got it. Okay, I was speaking before about Julius. Exactly the same. But Luther was good. And then we have Chava. Chava is very good, particularly in defense. You will see this Chava Julius, Chava Luther with Taff. You will see now Chava being used with Oya, Tristan, and the Fire Sibling, this type of thing. So Chava in defense is very good tank. But it's not in the top 5. It will be the sixth one. So you have already the top 5. You can go ahead and do Chava. But then there is the next problem, okay? And I will show you the next tanks and why it's a problem. So the next tanks are Ziri, okay, and then Rufus and Anbari. Rufus and Anbari are the tanks I am building right now. Why I'm saying what this is a problem? So when you have your 4 or 5 tanks, which are tanks that do very well, that you can combine very well, do I really need to work in Galahad or do I need really to work in Chava? I have tanks that they do very similar work than them. Instead, what I want these 3 tanks I show you. These 3 tanks are much worse than Chava or Luther or Galahad. But why I'm working, for example, on them, why I'm currently building Anbari, because they are bad tanks, they are not good tanks, but versus a specific use case, you need the tank. Okay, like for example, for me, I need now Anbari a lot of the times to counter the Jasmine, Dante, Octavia. You need Anbari. Okay, for that particular use case. So you need to build Anbari. I don't want to build Chava. I don't want to build Galahad. There will be good tanks, and maybe in some cases I will need, but there is absolutely no tank that can do what Anbari does. This stance and this damage to the first line is ideal versus Jasmine in Dante Octavia in first, having Jasmine in first line. Okay, so you need this one. Whereas Chava, if I don't have it, is okay. I will have worse defense teams, or I will have one line that will have a worse defense team because I cannot put Chava, but I need something to counter Jasmine Dante Octavia. Okay. The same happens with Rufus and Ziri. Rufus, I need it when I fight magic teams. Rufus could be in the top one tier of tanks if the current meta was magic teams, because Rufus is very good against magic teams. So if the current meta team was not Progress, or was not Oyatis Tankela, or was not Dante Octavia with Jasmine, so physical teams, instead were all magic teams, Rufus will be a mandatory tank because he's the best tank versus magic teams. Okay, and for this reason, I am building right now Rufus with Anbari. Okay, because he's the best tank. For example, when I play versus Nature now, or versus Chaos team with Cesa, Aiden, Jorge, and all of this, I put Rufus there because I know it's going to be a wall. I know they are not going to be able to go through. I know Cesa is going to be constantly ultimated against Rufus, and then Rufus will revive, or so this is the reason you win Rufus. And very similar case, Ziri. Ziri is a tank that you use to counter Artemis. So that usually the teams that you counter with Ziri are physical teams. They are not magic teams. Then I don't really care if I don't have the magic defense of Ziri, because what I need is armor and health. And I have armor and health via the talisman and the skins. It would be better having 25,000 of magic defense instead of 12, which is what I have right now. Yes, but I don't fight with Ziri against magic teams. And also, I don't usually use Ziri in defense. And this is an important point. A lot of people, at the same time you can use Chava, they use Ziri in defense because the armor is very high. Okay, so, and they use teams that you cannot beat usually with magic teams, in a manner that you need to go with physical teams against Ziri, which is not ideal. Okay, so if this is your use case, then go and build the magic defense of Ziri. But for me, build Clever, build Astaroth, build Julius, and for the current meta, Aurora and Corvus. And then probably you will need Anbari versus Octavia. And this is already 6 tanks. You only play with 3 tanks max, or 4 tanks. When sometimes you play with double tank, you have 3 stun. But then you don't need really to have all the tanks. It's good to have all the heroes, yes. But really, are you going to invest in a tank that only works in some setup for defense like Chava? Maybe no. Okay, and this is the point. So if you have the heroes, yes, they are, all of them are good skins, including Octavia. But again, there are 2 tanks that very, very specific use case. One of them, Ziri, is usually versus Artemis or physical teams. So my defense will not help there. And then you have, yes, the health of Chava. Maybe works better, maybe no. You need to be careful with the ultimates, as I mentioned. But really, you have Chava, yes, go ahead. But do you have Chava? Because not everyone has Chava, okay? It's not a tank that is in the top 5 tanks, or top 6 tanks, okay? As the current meta is mainly only used in defense, so maybe probably you would like to do other heroes, or do other tanks, like in my case, try to work on Rufus or in Anbari. Okay, so let's see how the skins go, but probably if I get something, will be maybe the super skin of Chava, only to get it and without building up. And I don't think for sure I will not get Siri. I will wait for the Outland, and I will probably, I don't know if I will get or not Octavia, but if I get, maybe I build it. If not, I will wait for the next 4 months to be released. Okay. See you soon, and please give me any feedback or anything you would like to add. I can comment, or I can create a video related with this. Have a good day.